Hey guys, how's everything going? This is JSer. In this video, let's take a look at this new CSS pseudo class called has. It's very new. It's already landed in the latest Safari, but still not on Chrome yet. Per its name, it's very easy to see that it selects an element which has something as is could be selected on it. Yeah, it means it had something. When we're using selectors, we usually do treat it as selecting the children, right? Defining the path from root to the child element. But here it's selecting not the children, but selecting the path. You can think of like if we have a path, like array, like right, each we can chain a long selector to from root to the element. Well, usually we target the element, but has here is we are selecting the head, the parent. So if we see a selector like this, it means we're selecting the anchor element, which has an image element as its direct descendant. Yeah, this may not be a great example. Let's go to the specification to see more example. Yeah, the spec says has is a functional pseudo class taking a list as an argument. It represents the element if any of the relative selectors starting from this element, relative meaning when absolute nice and I don't know what this means, and evaluated with the element as scoped elements would match at least one element. This is the why the word is has. For example, we've already seen this. It means select the anchor element that contains the image as child. This one selector matches a DT element immediately followed by another DT element. This is interesting because when we doing sibling selector, like that, using the plus sign, we can only target the next one, right? As we said, because the selectors work like a path, we're targeting the end, but we're not able to target the previous one. So if we has, we can do that now. And okay, this one means matches the section elements that don't contain any heading element. So we have a section. So this, if we use this, it means that section has this element, and we can use the not selector, say not has, doesn't have them. Okay, this one, if we do this, is like section, and this means anything other than these heading, and this means that the section has anything other than the headings. It's pretty complex, actually, if we're going to start using it. I cannot think of any practical usage like we need them. We have to. But here's some example someone built on the internet. It's a theme toggler. You can test it in the latest Safari. It's some theme. Okay, wait a minute. It's some theme toggler without script. So you can see what the CSS does. That it defines some CSS variables on the root, and it use this has here. It means if the root has option default is checked, then we set the color like this. If it has another option selected, we select the color like this. So the CSS variable now depends on these stateful element, which is the select. I would say, I don't know, if you're building something purely static, it might sound useful. Yeah, but I don't know really. I'm not sure. I'm not a CSS selector, but I'm happy to see the ability here. Maybe we will use this for some cases. But as I always said, I prefer doing everything in the script, and somehow we can have some build steps to you fall back to the CSS solutions as a performance improvement. So I don't necessarily want to learn those new tags like has something, right? I just want to define some rules in script, and then the compiler understand it and replace it with the CSS for performance. I just don't. That's just my thoughts on the CSS. So I'm happy to see all those new abilities for CSS, but I'm not a very good fan to use them right away. Yeah, I prefer CSS to be simple, and yeah, in the end, CSS those abilities just help us solve some cases, right? I hope we don't need to learn new syntax, but somehow achieve that as well in script. But anyway, this is has pretty weird, not weird, but now until now there's nothing similar to it. So this is kind of all new pseudo classes in CSS spec, and yeah, hope it helps. And give it a try after demo here. Awesome. See you next time. Bye bye.